Oh. Hello book baddies and besties, and welcome to my channel. First things first. Where's the front? There it is. We are going to be trying another Alani. This one is the cherry twist, and I hope it's good because the cherry slush is not quite my favorite. So let's... Ooh, she kind of sprayed everywhere. Oh, definitely better. Definitely better than the cherry slush. It kind of tastes like a gummy bear. Yeah, a gummy bear. The immediate hit is unsatisfying, but the end result kind of slaps. Don't know if I'll get it again. Welcome to today's video. We are going to be going over the Q1 reading wrap up. Yes, I'll explain everything. Since I didn't read much in January and February, but I did read a lot in March, we're just gonna clump it all together into one concise video. And so it'll be over obviously January, February, and March, which I will be dubbing Q1. And thanks to Larry Reads, the beautiful bestie, I'm going to be doing that for like the entire year. So no matter how many books I read in that month, it's still going to be included in the video. So buckle up, because this is going to be a long one, because I read a total of 14 books in 3 months. And that's like crazy for me. So yes, this will be, again, January, February, March, and then April, May, June, July, August, September, and then October, November, December. So just to kind of keep it a little easier than doing like monthly, because I feel like maybe some months won't be as exciting as others. And with that being said, let's get started, shall we? I started prepping for this on the laptop, and I got like one book done. So let us see here. Should I go over them like one by one? I don't know what my hair is doing. But okay, I'll do a little synopsis, and then I'll go like one by one through. I think that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna move over here so I can display pictures of the books that I don't have physical copies of, but I will be holding up physical copies, obviously, of the books that I have. Also, I straightened my hair, and it's just, I don't know what the vibe is. My sister was making fun of it earlier. It's a whole thing, okay? So starting off with January, I read a whopping 2 whole books. Now, granted, one of them I finished in January, but we're gonna consider it read in the month of January. That would be The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. Now, and then wrapping up January, I finished Zoe Brennan First Crush by Laura Piper Lee. And that was, I'll get more into it, but those were my 2 books for January. Going into February, I read a whole whopping 3 books, so we're leveling up a little bit, with Iron Flame, Done and Dusted. Well, okay, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I feel like y'all would know that, but I just wanted to add that in, just in case. Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. And that concluded February for me. And then moving into March, I read a whopping 9. Damn, really? Yeah, 9 whole books. 10 possibly by the time this video goes out. And hopefully this video, I'm recording March 30th. So hopefully I can get it edited and up and posted by tomorrow at some point in the day. If I do, slay. If I don't, that's on me at the end of the day. Yes, I might be able to finish Light Lark. I'm like a little less than halfway. I might be able to finish that by the end of March. So technically it could be 15. We're just gonna be counting the 14 that I've actually like started and finished. Going into March, started off strong. Something I hit like some sort of like, not wall, but like stride, and I just went with it. So Love at First Psych, like psychology, I'll obviously put it so you understand, by Cara Stone was my first introduction to Cara Stone, and I'll definitely get into that a little later. Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, the second book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and then Maybe This Time by Cara Stone. Then Swift and Saddled by Layla Sage, which is the second book to the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Then Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver, which is the third book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, wrapping that series up. Then I dove into Lights Out by Navisa Allen. And then I continued on my Cara Stone journey with Seatmate by Cara Stone. It is the third book in the Love Lines interconnected standalone series. Then I went into Call Me Maybe by Cara Stone. It is the first in the Love Lines interconnected standalone series. And then Sweet Talk by Cara Stone, which is the second book in the Love Lines interconnected standalone series. For some reason that little phrase is so hard to say. That is just a brief summary of what I read these first 3 years of 2025. So, to kind of go back and go through each book a little bit. Now again, I read 14 books these past months, and that is crazy because it's almost halfway to like completing my goal for the entire year, which is 30, so I am just beside myself. Jumping into The Locked Door by Frida McFadden, which is here. She's gorgeous. I've really been loving Frida McFadden since I've read The Housemaid. She hasn't disappointed me yet. So if you don't know, this book follows Nora Davis. She's like a 30-something-year-old surgeon who is just trying to run from her past. And she's been doing that since she was 11 years old. I wrote down a little synopsis. It's pretty much like summarizes everything I'm gonna say in the back of the book, so there's definitely no spoilers. But I also wrote, and she was doing an amazing job, or so she thought, until brutal murders start to pop up in the area that she lives in and resurfaces her past that she has desperately tried to separate from. Which makes sense because being the daughter of a famous serial killer tends to make you want to hide the past away. However, when the murders hit a little too close to home, Nora must uncover the real murderer before she's convicted for the recent crimes that her father was previously known for committing as well. Dun dun dun. And honestly, I rated it a 4-star. It was a fun ride, it was a fun journey, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I have some of her other books that I read, like the Housemaid series. I really liked that. I don't know what else much to say. Like, it's definitely very much Frida. Like, her writing is very familiar and almost comforting in some ways, and I liked it. Would recommend if you are in your Frida era, I feel like it's a good one. Now going into Zoe Brennan First Crush by Laura Piper Lee. Oh, I did receive this as an ARC. This is my first physical copy ARC, and I was super excited to get into it. This is a sapphic rom-com. I think my first sapphic rom-com, at least in a while, and I really liked it. It's really cute. It follows Zoe Brennan and her just trying to live up to this image she has of herself running her family's vineyard and just trying to be the best that she can be and basically kind of burning herself out. And her father has to go away to Italy to take care of his sick mother, and that leaves the vineyard's vintner, like headvinter position open. And what does her father go and do? He goes and hires Zoe Brennan's first crush, who is also a part of their rival vineyard that's basically across the street. And it's just a really fun time. I think this might be Laura's second book. I think she has another book, and if she does, I will put it right here. But I really liked the writing. It was very easy to digest. It has some really cute moments, like really heartfelt moments, and is very relatable. I think it's also kind of my first contemporary romance that I've read since getting back into reading, because I've very much been in a fantasy thriller kind of mood, and I haven't really read a whole lot before reading this. So it was definitely different reading something that could actually happen. Like, they were just talking about like the mountains and stuff. It was kind of a breath of fresh air in a way, and I really liked it. Did I even say what I rated it? I rated it 4 stars. Okay, and so these are the 2 books that I read in January. Sorry if you can hear my cats. They are fighting. Hold on. Oh. Still don't know how I feel about that. Going into February, I finished this bad boy. It literally took me an entire year to get through this because I was just not in the mood. I would open this like this, read a couple chapters and be like, that's nice, and then set it down and then not pick it up for like months. But I finally did it. Y'all should be proud. I finally finished Iron Flame. I have yet to get to this bad boy, but that's for another day and another day and time. But yes, I read Iron Flame, and I feel like I don't have to explain this much because I think everybody and their mother knows what this is about. But it is obviously the continuation of Fourth Wing. And I rated it 4.5 stars because I ended up really enjoying it. Now, I think it took me about until chapter 20 to really get into it. And I say it because Violet was pissing me off up until that point. And I know that a lot of people don't like it because of that reason, but I feel like it really made up for its slowness to me, like, after that point. And I guess if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you should still definitely read this if you liked Fourth Wing. My sister does not like this book, but I promise you, you might like it if you liked Fourth Wing. I can't guarantee it, but hopefully you do. And this was fun. I read like the last couple chapters, like handful of chapters on stream. I cried. So it was a very fun time. Alrighty, on to the next book, Done and Dusted. I read that on my Kindle. Do not have physical copy. I've thought about getting the physical copy because it's very cute, but also I don't know. Because I did rate it 3.5 stars, and it is the first book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. It follows the FMC Emmy and, oh god, hold. Let's pull up Goodreads. Brooks. It is, I just remember that off the top of my head. Brooks, which is Emmy's brother's best friend. Yes, it is a brother's best friend romance. It is a cowboy yeehaw romance. And it was my first in a while. In one of my TikTok posts, I said that it was my first cowboy romance, and I was a complete liar. Because I remember reading The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks, like, way back in the day. And I feel like I would consider that a cowboy romance, even though he was a bull rider. Either way, it was good, but it wasn't my, like, favorite. When we get to it, I liked the second book a lot better in that series. I don't know, I just don't think, like, I vibed, like, I liked the FMC. I liked the MMC. I just don't like their story, and again, it's just maybe me and contemporary romance and maybe this book in general. It just was very cliched, and Obviously it was very predictable, but like, I don't know, there was just something about it that like, it was just okay to me, you know? And it is like, it had good spice. It just wasn't, I feel like, something to write home about, you know? But something to write home about, let me tell you what, is this bad boy right here. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Oh my gosh. I love this book and this trilogy so much. I rated it 5 stars, obviously. Can you not tell that I love this book? I literally, within the month of March, but by the way, this wasn't even March. This was I started and finished this at like the end of February when my book club announced that we were going to be doing this book for book club. Read it in like 2 days, listened to it on audio. I read it physical, listened to on audio, and then I went back and read it again. Yeah, it's certain to say that I am obsessed with this book. There was just something about it. And again, this is a dark romance comedy. A dark rom-com. Hi, Charlie. Children, what can I say? So this is the first book in Brynne Weaver's The Ruinous Love trilogy. Now, this trilogy follows the 3 brothers that are the main male characters in these books. This one follows Rowan and Sloane, and they are both serial unalivers. And this is just a cute, fun time. Now, the juxtaposition is there. I can see it, and I ate it up. You know, just like David ate up that ice cream. If you know, you know. I ate this book up just as mindlessly as he did. Yes, before I recommend this to you, I would say check your trigger warnings, although, like, I don't have many that I won't read. Let's just say that. I went open with an open mind, and I ended up loving it. So I hope you love it as well. And if you do decide to read this, I 100% recommend the audio if you like audiobooks. Because let me just tell you, something about an Irish accent will get me every time. Every time. Okay, I could literally not shut up about this book. So we're gonna continue on before I talk an hour about this book. Okay, read it. I loved it, ate it up another time, ate it up another time. Left, no crumbs. Okay? Moving on. So I finished February on this high of Butcher and Blackbird. And I went into March with discovering one of my new favorite authors, Cara Stone. I started March with Love at First Sight. Bloop. Ate this up. Most of my books from March are audiobooks because I just am now obsessed with audiobooks. After reading Butcher and Blackbird, a duet styled audiobook will also get me every single time I ate that shit up. I now look for books that are duet narrated, no matter what book they are. I don't care. Give it to me. I'll listen to it. I'll eat it up. So yeah, it's actually kind of an interesting story. So I was looking at Audible and I was just kind of like goofing around, just checking it out because I really hadn't delved into like Audible's like subscription and what you get with your subscription. And I found the Premium Plus page, and a lot of Cara Stone's books are a part of that, so you can read and listen to them for free. So that's how I really got into her books specifically. And especially, I think it's down the line, what is it? Oh, literally 2 books after Love at First Sight, the Maybe This Time by Cara Stone is narrated. One of the narrators, the male narrator, is Noah something. He plays Patrick in Schitt's Creek, and I loved it so much. But okay, back to Love at First Sight. Rated at 5 stars. I am gonna need Goodreads to tell you about this because I don't have it memorized as much as some of the other ones, but let me just read you this little description. Whoa, you cannot see that at all. Can you see that? Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna read you this little description because I also need you to listen to this if you have Audible. Or you can buy it. It's definitely something I would look into. Definitely a recommendation. It is a rom-com. It has literally zero spice. The audiobook is like 5 hours long. No, I think it's actually 4 hours long. And I ate this up so fast. Like just doing chores. You could easily get through it. But let me tell you a little about it, shall I? It says, true love is put to the test in this romantic comedy brought to hilarious life by Santino Fontana. Oh yeah, okay, Santino Fontana, and Stephanie Einstein. And a full cast. It is fully casted. This Psych 312 assignment just might send me off at the deep end, determining whether love at first sight really exists with Robbie Moravian as my project partner of all people. He's the sappiest man alive, so upbeat I could scream, and clearly rooting for happy endings at every turn. How does he not learn from experience considering our own meet cute last semester almost got us expelled? But we both need to pass this course to graduate. So we're interviewing 5 random couples about their meet cutes and relationships and spending all this time together. Which is certainly educational, because it turns out Robbie isn't just the charming golden boy I thought I knew. There's some actual depth beneath all those lame dad jokes and the 70s inspired thrift wardrobe. Even if he does look ridiculously great in a flared collar. Next thing I know, he's walking me back to my office on the regular and finishing all my sentences. And protecting me from freak storms. And wait, could Robbie be right? Can happy endings really come from unhappy beginnings? Is he about to change my entire world view? Group projects are the worst. Sorry if that sounded disgusting coming from my mouth, but it's very, very cute, and I highly recommend. I have a TBR video that's gonna come next, and I really want to read some more of Cara Bastone's books, but I'll get into that more in that video. Following this high from Butcher and Blackbird and Love at First Sight, I continued on the Ruinous Love trilogy to Leather and Lark. And I know a lot of people, pretty much every person that I've seen talk about this book it's their least favorite book of the series. And I wouldn't say it's my favorite book of the series, but I definitely liked it. I rated it again 5 stars. Oh, did I say that when I rated Love at First Sight? I also rated it 5 stars. Now I feel like I should have said this in the beginning, but my ratings of books are purely on vibes, taking inspiration from Yana. No, but I feel like as my month of March went on, my rating and reviews kind of got a little more serious, but I'm still writing this high, feeling the vibes, not really caring about how it's written or really anything other than how it made me feel. And I was giddy, kicking my feet, just having a giddy old time with this book and this series. So this follows follows Lark and Lachlan. Lachlan is the oldest brother of the Kane siblings. And I ate this up. I fear I ate this up as well. Again, I read this literally twice. Physical and then audiobook. And let me tell you what, this is definitely deserving of a 5-star read, because I did read it 5 stars. Yes, I did. It was so good. Again, it's about serial unalivers. Check your trigger warnings. It's a dark rom-com. Something about Brynn Weaver's writing is just so delicious. And I can't help but love it. My brain was just like, yes, give me more, please. So that's what I did. I read it twice, loved every single moment of it, and I highly recommend. If you seriously loved Butcher and Blackbird, I highly recommend you continue the series. Like, come on now. And they give such good Lark and Lachlan crumbs in this book that you just can't help but to grab this book, you know? So if dark romance, I want to keep calling it romantic comedy, but if you like dark rom-coms, I highly suggest, again, check your triggers. Although, like, once you kind of get into this, I feel like this is kind of like a walk in the park, you know? Now, following up, continuing, I've like been riding this high through March, okay? Just mind you that. Also, my cats are just, of course they pick the one time I sit down to film to like fuck around. Okay, we are back. Minor break to corral my children. Continuing this high, I read and finished Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I rated it a 4 stars. Oh, sorry, I'll put it up here somewhere. And it follows, it's gonna take me a second, let it download in my brain. It's not downloading. It follows Wes and Ada. It downloaded. Every time I go to open my phone, it's like, oh, nope, you found the solution. It follows Ada and Wes, which is the brother to Emmy from the first book. And it is their little love story, and I liked it a lot better than the first one, which is why I rated it 4 stars. It, again, cowboy romance. It is, I don't even know what trope you would call that. It's not love at first sight, but it kind of is. It's like workplace romance, almost. I don't know. It's a fluffy, cute, good old time. Still not, like, I liked Ada a lot. Ada? And I really liked Wes. I don't know. I really like the characters in these books, but I don't know, like, the situations are kind of like, you know? And I forgot to mention that Done and Dusted, the first one, it reminded me so much of Yellowstone, and I literally couldn't get that out of my head. That's all I pictured. That's all like, the big house, you know, the entire, like, the cattle ranch, and I don't know if that's what it was inspired by, but it was giving me so much that, and I don't know, like, how much I love that. I really like Yellowstone, but I don't know. And now I'm just rambling. But, yeah. Swift and Saddled. I liked it. 4 stars. Recommend if you read the first one. Okay, continuing on this journey. I finished the Ruinous Love trilogy with Scythe and Sparrow, which is amazing that I read and started this series at this time, because this had like just come out when I picked it up, and I was like, thank God I don't have to wait a year for this to come out. This follows Fionn, the youngest Kane brother, and Rose, who is a circus performer. I have completely forgotten to like do little synopsises of these books, but I feel like from the vibe you can get where I'm going with these, you know? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And it's kind of like, you know what you like, so yeah. This, it's like a chance encounter, pretty much. Again, serial unalivers, dark rom-com, obsessed. Obsessed with each other. I'm obsessed with this book. Yes, just yes to this. I will say, I don't know, I feel like these 2 books are on the same level for me personally, and then I think Butcher and Blackbird like tops it all off. I think this might be my favorite of the series, and then these two come in a close second. But I loved this whole series, and I really recommend. I know that some people in my book club are really scared to read the series just because of the trigger warnings and kind of all the hype that it has surrounding it. But I promise you, if you've read dark like romance before, if you are comfortable with trigger warnings and knowing your boundaries, I just feel like if you give this a try, and I promise you that I think it'll surprise you, because I know it surprised a lot of the book besties in our book club, and a lot of the people that were scared to read it rated it 5 stars. So if that isn't telling, then I don't know what is. I am truly obsessed with this. I'm like, out of breath because I'm so excited and to talking about these books. Like, I want my sister to read these books so bad so we can talk about them together. I literally can't say good enough things, and this might be my top, like, trilogy so far that I've read this year. Obviously, because it's, like, the only trilogy I've read this year, but, like, this year so far. Anyway, before I, like, blab any more about that, I just, again, I read this one twice, read it on audio, or listened it to, it is late. My brain is shutting off. I listened to it via audio, and I read it physical. Moving on. And so I've been in my dark rom-com era, plus combined with my, like, duet narration obsession, I obviously went instantly into Lights Out. And let me tell you what, it is by Navisa Allen, and I rated it 5 stars. I don't know what the series is called. This says an Into Darkness novel. But there's a second one called Caught Up that I'm wanting to read. I kind of want to wait until the audiobook comes out so I can read it that way, but this one follows Allie and Josh. And Allie is a trauma nurse, and Josh is a computer genius. I don't know why I put savvy in there. He's a computer genius. And he has a hidden life on social media that he thinks that nobody knows about. They meet, I would say by chance, but really Allie kind of initiates the encounter. And this is dark, rom-com, stalker, man-obsessed book, you know, like, you can't help but love it. Like, if you liked the Ruinous Love trilogy, you'll like this, and vice versa. If you liked this, you'll like the Ruinous Love trilogy. I'm just saying. It was so good. And the audiobook, my child is tweaking out. I swear to God. Do you see him? He is on something, I swear. I don't even know what I was talking about. This is a really good book. Oh, the audiobook. The audiobook I 100% recommend. Again, if you're an audiobook bestie, the duet narration is really good. Highly recommend. Did I already say I rated it 5 stars. Again, I don't know what else much to tell you, but read it. Okay. Moving on. Going on to my Carabastone, like, readathon, if you would call it that. I started the Love Lines Interconnected standalone series through Audible. I'm pretty sure it's an Audible exclusive. I don't think there's actual books for this. So I started with Seatmate, which is the 3rd book. A great book to start with. It just is the last book in the series, which I was like, oh, it wouldn't matter. But in the end, turns out it does kind of matter, but also it doesn't really. Because they're obviously interconnected, so there's some people that are, like, referenced in other books, and you definitely should read it 1 through 3. I don't know why I didn't. I just chose to be different. But I rated Seatmate 4 stars. It was really cute. These are all also duet narrated, I believe. Hold on. I can definitely fact check myself real quick. Oh, I totally missed a book. Wow, I'm a professional. I'm truly a professional. Hold on. Okay, Seatmate. Yeah. Okay, yes. It is... Okay. I'm gonna read the description, okay? It's a 5-hour, 10-minute ride-along in this endearing road trip rom-com from Audie Award nominee Cara Bastone, scripted exclusively for audio. Okay, so that makes sense. It doesn't have a book. I have exactly 5 hours and 10 minutes to get from Boston to New York City, or the professional opportunity of a lifetime disappears. My only travel option? The second to last seat on a discount bus, across from the bathroom. Wearing last night's clothes? Don't ask. All worth it if I can make it in time. My nerves almost get the best of me when there he is, sitting down in a seat next to me, tall. Friendly smile, bright indigo streak in his brown hair. the perfect distraction. Turns out he's on his way to reconnect with an old flame. The one who got away. We can both make it on time. Just barely, if the traffic keeps flowing. Playing road trip games, avoiding calls from his mother, and effortless conversation keeps us from the clock watching. Until the bus breaks down, and my seatmate turns into my co-pilot as we wrangle a ride in a car 3 decades old, and hit all the traffic, and oh lord, the detours, and somehow I end up careening cross town in the handlebikes of a city bike carrying a box of kittens. Yeah, don't ask. He's my hero every step of the way, and I might be falling for him, but what happens when we reach our final destination? Can my seatmate really be my soulmate? No, if that doesn't scream cute, I don't know what does. Also, the covers are so cute. Well, I don't know why I'm showing you. I'll just put it there. Bloop. It is duet narrated. I don't know, like, I literally just listened to these and I don't know why I can't remember. Like, it goes in one ear, out the other. Quite literally, because I listened to it on audio. I don't know. But, okay. I read that. I rated it 4 stars, yes. Had an amazing time. And then I immediately went back and I was like, oh, I should probably listen to the first book of the series. Because, duh. And that is Call Me Maybe, again, by Cara Stone. And I rated it 3 stars because I think maybe it was just like the introduction of the series. I rated it 4 stars. And then as I read it, or as I listened to it, it wasn't like as good. I don't know, because it was still good, but I think during me listening to this, I was trying to debate whether I should really be generous with my star givings. And then I'm like, who the F cares? It's my ratings. But then I also had an internal struggle of maybe being a little bit more like strict about how I rate things and not giving everything 5 stars. It was a whole internal battle, and we came out to 4 stars though. So Call Me Maybe it was actually really cute, and I also had a great time with it, and it was only 5 hours and 55 minutes long. And I think I listened to Seatmate and Call Me Maybe in one day. It was boom boom. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was cleaning, and then I was just hanging out. It was so easy to listen to. I like ate that shit up. Again, it's a rom-com, and it's so interesting. Like, I've been devouring dark romance, dark rom-coms, and then I like switch over to like these fluffy rom-coms. It's such like, it's the duality of man. Hold on. My mouth was getting a little dry. Okay, we're so close to the end. We're so close to the end. Let's keep going. This is gonna be a bitch to edit, but you know what? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Okay, so again, book description. I should have been doing this from the beginning, but you know what? We're here, and we don't know what we're doing at the end of the day. So it says, true love is on the line in this charming laugh-out-loud rom-com created specifically for the audio format. Paint your toes, pick up the wrong coffee and bagel order. Wait. Paint your toes, pick up the wrong coffee and bagel order. Drive from Brooklyn to Jersey in traffic so slow you want to tear your hair out. It's amazing. All the useless things I can accomplish while on hold for 3 hours with customer service. 3 hours when I should be getting the Date in a Box website ready to launch at the big business expo in a few days. Except, my shiny new website is glitching and my inner rage monster is ready to scorch some earth. When he finally picks up. Not the robot voice I expected, but a real-life human named Cal. He's surprisingly helpful and really knows his stuff, even if he's a little awkward. In an adorable way. And suddenly I'm flirting with him, and I think he's flirting back. And suddenly it's been hours, and we're still on the phone talking and ordering each other takeout while he troubleshoots my website. And suddenly we're exchanging numbers and sending texts and DMs every day, leaving voicemails. Who even does that anymore? And suddenly I'm wondering if it's possible for 2 people to fall in love at first talk, because I'm falling hard. Doesn't that sound so cute? Also, my cat. Another one. Another one! That's Lily. Doesn't care. Gives 0 fucks. But highly recommend. I just highly recommend. I don't know why I keep saying I highly recommend. I definitely just recommend all these books because I loved them and I'm talking about them. Last but not least is Sweet Talk, which is again the second book in this Love Lines series. And I rated that also 3 stars. Again, 3 stars does not mean it's bad. I freaking loved these, but they just like weren't like fully fledged books that I feel like they could have been longer, you know? They were just like cute, short and sweet, and got right to the point. Oh, not the last one because I forgot one. So second to last. Pardon me, I don't know how to do this, I guess. Sweet Talk is, again, the second. It's so freaking cute. Guys, like, again, Cara Stone just really knows how to write a really cute rom-com, and like the way that the narrators perform is just like unmatched. Cara Stone knows her stuff. Sweet Talk. It's 5 hours and 42 minutes. So like you see a theme here. They're very short. Okay, I say short. 5 hours is kind of a long time, but I read it at 1.5 speed, so it's like a little shorter than that, and it's just like literal perfection. I don't care what anybody else thinks. It was literal perfection to me, and I guess it was just really in the mood for it. Going back to the synopsis. Stay up all night with this funny, surprising romantic comedy from Audie Award nominee Cara Stone, scripted exclusively for audio. It's officially booty o'clock. I'm alone again in my kitchen choking down a slice of terrible chocolate cake, and I'm pretty sure I just got drunk texted by the man I have a ginormous crush on. I've been daydreaming about Elliot Hoffman's dimples for 2 months, and even though I'm sure this was a mistake on his end, it doesn't mean it's not an opportunity on mine. It's the middle of the night and I just want to talk to him. So I text him back, and then somehow we keep talking. All night. We're both insomniacs, so talking all night soon turns into talking every night. Holy butts. And talking about nothing soon turns into asking. I swear I can read. Okay, taking it back. And talking about nothing soon turns into talking about something. And here we go from in-depth analysis of reality TV to my relationship with my family to his amazing artwork. There's no topic we don't cover, except for who I really am. It's the only question of his I won't answer. As my crush turns into an avalanche of Elliot, I think of him all the time now. But if he knew who I was, the entire house of cards we built this relationship on would come toppling down. I want him to be mine, and we never might be more than just a sweet dream. I need to start, like, learning how to, like, read, I guess. Or these synopses are not gonna work. But this one was really cute, too. I really liked this one. I think I might like Seatmate, Sweet Talk, and then Call Me Maybe, in that order. I highly recommend this. And again, if you have an Audible subscription, these are all free to listen to. So, I mean, why not try them out? If they're not your cup of tea, then don't drink it, but I feel like it was mine, and I gulped that shit down. I don't know why I said that. I immediately regretted that. Okay, last book that I forgot to mention, and this was like read early on in March. It's called Maybe This Time. Oh, Noah Reed, that's his name. That's the actor's name. That's Patrick in Schitt's Creek. Which is interesting to know going in because I just pictured him as the main character, but I wasn't mad because it really kind of fit the situation of this book. So do with that what you will. Anyway, I'm slowly spiraling. It is 11:30 at night. Okay. Oh god. She's a big one. She's a big one. Can you see that? Okay. We're gonna read it anyway because this one is kind of hard to explain if I just explain it with my own words from my own brain. So we're gonna stick with what someone wrote actually down. Okay? It's 5 hours and 45 minutes long. It says, finding true love is only a matter of time in this heartfelt and hilarious romantic comedy starring Zoe Chow and Noah Reed, and a full cast, which is amazing. Romance can be a little complicated when you get sucked into a wormhole. Just ask high school English teacher June Flint. One little solar flare happens and suddenly you find yourself 85 years in the future. 85 years from your dream job. Your ailing mother whose only companion in this world is you. Your favorite stuffed crust pizza from Delicia's on Sunday nights. But when June's cell phone inexplicably picks up a signal, she's able to call back to the present. More specifically, 4 weeks before she accidentally time traveled. Problem is, the phone can only call one number. Her work nemesis, gym teacher Mikey Shannon. Now future June must help Mikey befriend present-day June to keep her from disappearing. But present-day June doesn't even want to be in the same room as Mikey, let alone become besties, and Mike isn't exactly talky. Yet he's spending hours a day with future June on the phone, and even more time trying to befriend present-day June. Are you understanding this? It's very complicated, but like, you understand, right? Volunteering with June at school, check. Facing his fear of roller coasters to make June smile, check. Adopting a puppy and letting her name it, check. But what does succeeding in the present mean for future June? And for the serious feelings she and Mikey are starting to catch for one another. Stopping time travel is one thing, but can they stop themselves from falling in love? Dun dun dun! You'll have to find out in maybe this time. And I see, like, it was basically a graphic audio, and it's so good. I will say, like, the little, like, introduction, like, from the, like, very beginning of the book was really cute, and then, like, the first two, like, quote-unquote chapters were kind of confusing, but then after that, it's just, like, full send. And I really had a good time with that. So yeah, these were all, I'm gonna put little pictures, these are all the books that I read in quarter one, and I can't believe it was literally that many. Like, I'm really proud of myself. I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I only read, hold on, let me count. I only read 25 books last year, and I am almost to 15 books read for this year already. That's crazy. I'm just in shock with myself. Like, look at this progress. Like, I'm very much a slow reader, and I think the audiobooks have really helped, especially since a lot of these were the, like, Audible exclusives. Well, I don't know, exclusive, yeah, I'd say exclusives. They're only 5 hours, and I could, like, listen to 2 in one day, basically. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I highly recommend all of these. I, like, with my entire heart, suggest all of these. I absolutely loved it. I'm still, like, riding this high. Although, where's my book? One moment. I'm still writing this high, but although I'm reading, okay, so I'm reading this one right now. I have all this left. It's slow going for me, but I am not giving up. I really like the storyline, and I like the characters and everything. Okay, not to get on a tangent, but I'll put this in here because I have been reading this in March, and I feel like it fits this video, I guess. But the only thing that the reason that I haven't, like, really flown through this is because of the point of view, like the POV aspect. It's, like, not your typical first person, I am the FMC and I did this, so on and so forth, you know? It's like, it goes in between first and third person, like talking about the FMC, like narrating her goings on about, like, in the book, and then it, like, goes to her, like, POV. And it's a little confusing, and it kind of jostles me a little bit sometimes out of the story. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I really like the premise, and I really like the possible love interest, and the story is good. I think I just need to hit that, like, point in the book where it, like, switches for me, and I'll just, like, devour it real quick. Because I do want to get through this, and I want to read the rest of the series. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Okay. I know this video is gonna be like 1,000 years long. That is my reading wrap up for quarter one. I was really excited to do this book, like this video, because I really like talking about what I read. Although a lot of the talking was really nonsense. It was just me being like, this is the book I read and I really like it, recommend it. Okay, and next book. Which I guess is a reading wrap up in the basic sense of the word. But I'll try in future videos actually talk about the book. I just don't want to, like, spoil anything, which is, like, a big, like, main part of trying to keep it, like, simple, because it is kind of hard to talk about them without going more in depth of, like, what the actual back cover reveals. Like, I could actually talk about these books in depth, but I want everybody to be able to watch them. So I try to keep it to the minimal, but I will work better on trying to talk, like, actually about these books. If you've read, or if you've watched this far, holy bats. I need to go to bed. But if you've watched this far, I really, really appreciate y'all so, so much. And oh my god, my camera's about to die as well. I just am, okay. I'm gonna end this, but I really appreciate y'all for watching. And until the next one, I guess, remember, reading is subjective, so read whatever you want because life's too short not to. And until the next one, besties, I'll see you later. Goodbye.